this might be the most important video that I've ever done, principally because I'm writing a book on this subject, and the information that you're going to hear in the video will probably fly in the face of conventional wisdom. This has been information that we have known from the beginning of time, or that has been perpetuated, right? That has been shared. So I have some notes, some parts that I want to cover specifically from the book that I'm writing. So I want to warn you that this is going to go against much of what you have been taught, because I'm coming from a place, a creative place, but a place as an individual based upon what I've seen and what I've known to be true, or what I know to be true. So this is not discarding knowledge in general, but you have to understand how many people have ruined their lives under this notion. So what we want to do is share something totally different, to have you think about the acquisition of knowledge in a different way. So throughout the annals of time, I got my glasses too, because I want to read. I got some notes on my computer. Throughout the annals of time, over the annals of time, we have been taught that we must seek knowledge, that we must seek information to help us to seamlessly move throughout life. This is what you've been taught. You've heard this quote, knowledge is power. You've heard that a million times. And this notion has sent us around the globe, everywhere. You got people everywhere, all around the world, from toddlers to aging adults, right? The people that are senior citizens, we have them around the world, and they're gathering information, they're gathering numbers, they're gathering data. They're doing all of these different things. And for what? Why are they doing these things? Because they've been told that knowledge is power, that they need the information, right? That this knowledge is going to transform and change their life. Now, in this society, for sure in the West, but I'm imagining in the East as well. We can go back to Egypt, Greece, we can go back to all these different times. The highest honor, or the highest form of getting knowledge, is supposed to be the university. So you go to the university and you acquire all of this knowledge, and this knowledge is supposed to set you up for life. Now, for me, what I've known to be true, what I've seen in my lifetime, is that most of the people that have done the best, that do the best, they did not attend college or university. Now, this is not speaking against the university system, because I'm a product of the university system. I graduated from Loyola Chicago University with a degree in criminal justice. I wanted to do, I started off with architecture, and I think I moved to computer science, but that was too hard because we had games on the road. As a college athlete, you can't get too far behind. And we didn't have laptops and stuff that we could take with us. So I'm a product of this, which is why I'm qualified to speak from these angles that I'm going to speak from. So I noticed that a lot of the people that went to college, that they got their degrees and all that, and by the way, a degree is a unit of measurement. When you understand a full circle is 360 degrees, full circle, right? That's completion. And you got 1 degree, a college degree, right? You just got 1 degree. You don't have 360 degrees. Because the way that true knowledge is understood or is gained, you go through several different processes. There's several different channels. So the university, by the way, is just information that is given to you, right? Based upon curriculums which other people deem, this is what we want you to do but this is what we want you to study, and we're going to say that once you've completed this, now you have knowledge. I'm not saying that anything is wrong with that, but what it does do is it sets you up as a walking memory bank, number one. Number two, it sets you up as a good worker. The baseline of any society is to have people that are all conformed, right? They're all organized, because organization prevents chaos. So you're going to go to school, if you're studying criminal justice, if you're studying architecture, if you're studying finance, now you've gone through these processes, and essentially what you're showing on a wide scale, the purpose is to show that you know how to complete tasks, you know how to take orders, you know how to work with other people, okay? Because when you get to the job that you're going to go to, because they said go to school, get a good job, right? But good and job don't go together, because somebody can wake up tomorrow and you can be done at your job. I want you to think critically about what I'm saying. Excuse me. Think critically about what I'm saying, because this will determine your life. This is so important for your life. I don't want people wasting time, and I'm not saying you're wasting time by going to college. I'm just talking about in pursuit of said knowledge. But there will be people that have graduated from these institutions, and then they have to take meager jobs that do not fit what they went to school for. So they paid this money, and I'm using the college system because that's what most people know. I'm just using that system, the institution of the university. I'm just using that to draw a simple point. They've completed this system of knowledge, but yet and still they can barely make ends meet. Now there are some that can make ends meet, but for the amount of people that are going into college, the people that are graduating from college, there's not enough jobs that are available, because it's not like, so if I'm 50 years old, it's not like I'm retiring for you to come in, or 60, it's not like I'm retiring. People want to hold jobs for 20 and 30 years so that they can retire. So there's not enough of these jobs, but you have this so-called knowledge or specialized knowledge to go into this field. Usually when you get to a job, they're going to teach you everything that they need you to know. It doesn't matter what you studied in college, unless it's a specialty, unless you're a lawyer, unless you're a doctor, unless you're a specialty, it's a specialty, then you would have some type of information. But it doesn't matter even what you learn in the books, because that's just your walking memory bank. So you can remember things, but the application is different. So even at the law office, you would have to learn how to do things in the court of law. And so herein lies the experience is what's going to help you. That's what's going to take you over the top. That's just one part. I digress. So people struggling, but they went through a system in college, an educational system, right, to get the knowledge, but they can't make ends meet. So that looks like a faulty system to me. Again, not speaking ill, because it is necessary. It helps. It helps. I do have a degree, but I'm not making a living based upon my degree. So we go through all this stuff for what? Why do we go through this? And then you see these people, and they got all A's. They got all A's and this and that, but they're socially awkward, they're unhealthy, and they broke. Because growing up, I've seen all kinds of people that can recite this and recite all of this stuff to me, from this book and that book and this and that. But then they finish asking, can they borrow $5? Now you are supposed to be knowledgeable. You're supposed to have, because people like to say, this person is smart. That person is smart. This is the crux of my message right here. This person is smart, that person is smart. Because they can talk good, right? But those are just words. So we're going to establish this today. Intelligence, for me, intelligence. You're smart, you're intelligent. If you can use some information that you gather to change your life, the life of your family, or the life of others, society as a whole. What you learn, you can pay, you can take care of everything you need to take care of for a living. I do not classify knowledge as just you're a memory bank. You can recite a fact. You can recite something that happened in the War of 1812. That is not knowledge to me. That's not knowledge, because that is not going to change the lives of the people around you or the world at hand. True intelligence, you can take something or you can create something and everything in your life changes. You can use it for your enhancement, for the betterment of yourself and society. Me remembering or just knowing something that happened in 1600, I'm not saying it's not beneficial, it's good, but that ain't knowledge when you got to pay rent, when you have to take care of yourself, when you have to defend yourself, when you have to take care of your family. So intelligence, because they'll say this guy's got all A's, this person has all A's, but then a guy or a girl that has a 2.0 or 1.5 because they're not interested in how this is being taught, they'll go on to be millionaires. They'll create businesses, and then that guy with the 4.0 or that girl with the 4.0 GPA, the perfect score, you got all A's, you'll end up working for that person, because the knowledge as you know it is not the true power. It's not the true power. I've even seen situations where people are teaching in business school. You don't have a business, but you're teaching in business school. Now, who better to know about business than a person that has a business? Or is it a person that's theoretically going to teach? Because we know everything in theory, but we don't know everything in practice. So we theoretically know how something should be or how it sounds, but we don't know it through doing, because you know by doing. The doing is the evidence of you knowing. And so if our basic needs in life are food, clothing, and shelter, and health, and what you know is not truly helping that, then what do you really know? If you can't pay for it as an adult, right? As an adult, you've been around long enough. We know we go through our struggling points, but the most of your life, you are unable to take care of yourself or to help others, right? Now, if you can fix cars, that's some real knowledge right there. A guy that didn't go to school, but he's a mechanic, he knows how to fix cars, that's some true knowledge. But there are many components that go into the knowledge. So when you see many people and they sound good, they're very articulate, they know how to deliver words, and we mistake that for knowledge. But how have you advanced society? How have you advanced yourself? Anybody that's considering themselves smart, you better be able to at least take care of the basic needs. Otherwise, you are not smart. Because how could you not be smart enough to know something that would take care of the basic needs of life? We all fall on short or hard times. That's not what we're speaking about. That's part of the human experience. But intelligence is not just getting all A's, because people learn differently. And it's not just sitting up in a school for 8 hours. People learn differently. And if you go to the most impactful, most of them, usually most, or at least the ones that we know in the West, the ones that come out of the West, many, not all, you'll see that a lot of them didn't even finish college, university. Some of our most popular ones, they didn't finish university. Now, again, I'm not speaking ill about university. I need to make that clear. If you're a university teacher, if you're teaching in high school, what I'm saying is you want to understand that everybody is learning different, and knowledge is not me having some information put into me and then me repeating it back to you. That means that I have a great memory. But that does not mean that I'm intelligent. If I read something or if I learn something on calculus and you give us a test and I say the answers that you gave me, what did I create? What did I come up with? But if you can come up here and sit up and you can create an app that everybody is using in the world and it's transforming the world, well, you're pretty special. You are smart. You are smart. You are intelligent. So don't be alarmed, because I do see, sometimes people come home with C grades from school and their parents is on them. You should do this, you can do that. Everybody learns differently. But the way that in general, the way that the school system is set up, okay, I got a good memory. But me having a good memory does not mean that I have knowledge. So knowledge will change your world, it will change the world. But most importantly, it will allow you to take care of yourself, having true knowledge. And then there's a difference, there's an expansion there. There's an expansion. All of the special people that you love, all of the inventors, all of that, they were different thinking people. And they revolutionized whatever it was that they were doing, they were able to revolutionize it. So don't be upset if you think something is born in school. Your brain may work differently. We all work different. But I do know that of the people that I know that are doing really well in life, and I mean millionaires, I know that most of them they didn't complete university. They did not. And if they did, they just kind of, went through the steps, but they weren't like summa cum laude or magna cum laude. They weren't any of those things. I'm not speaking and saying that you should not put your best foot forward, because we know that we always want to put our best foot forward in every single thing that we do. But there needs to be a rewiring to understanding what knowledge is. I'm a smart guy if I can learn something and I can make my life better. If I can learn something and I can give you some information on this video, and the information that I give you allows you to go and change your life and improve your life, I'm a smart guy. That would make me smart, because what I've given it can change the world. I can change the world. I can do that. If I know how to fly a plane and I can get people from point A to point B, hey, I'm a smart guy. That's a skill set that not many people have. You're a smart person. You're a smart person. But for me, it doesn't classify if you're repeating something. I don't care about philosophy. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like, what is that? What does all this stuff mean? The things that they give me in school. Like, okay, what is that going to do? Rent is due. What's up? Rent is due. Now, is Romeo and Juliet, is Hamlet going to pay that $2,500, that $3,000? This is what I want to know. It's good to know. I mean, I guess we can socialize and talk about it. Some of the stuff, what theology, maybe I'm not interested in the way that they teach that. Maybe I'm not interested in social studies. Is cool, we learn, but even still, they're telling me what I want to know. I've learned so much more by traveling to all of these different countries. I have learned so much more. I've taught myself languages. So how does that help? Because now I'm speaking Arabic, or I'm speaking Amharic, or I'm speaking Spanish, and one of my family members or one of my guys come and he said, hey, what does this mean? What are they saying? I'm translating for people all the time. I'm helping people. I didn't grow up speaking these languages. So I'm helping people to understand something. So I'm making the world a better place. I'm acquiring skill sets that not many people have. So this is the entire point, that the information that you just in here, that is not necessarily power. That is not power. Because what you will find is that there's some people that can speak they're great orators, and people are fooled from words. They're not convicted by actions. It's the actions, it's the actions that you're supposed to be convicted by. But people get tricked by good sounding words. People get tricked by good sounding words. Go learn some languages right now. Learn you some more languages right now. Get your body in shape right now. Eat better right now. I guarantee you, your life will improve. Your life will improve, and you'll be able to help others. You'll be able to tell others how to eat. You'll be able to tell others how to train, maybe get themselves out of a situation. This is knowledge. Not just sitting up and being a memory bank. Okay, you can repeat all these different things. Okay, so let's start a business. Let's generate some cash, some money. Do you know how to market? Do you know how to copyright? These are special things. So there's so much more to power, and usually often in a base of discipline. You need to be disciplined to have, when you have knowledge, you got to be disciplined. This is another thing. This is why some people get themselves in trouble, because they'll learn something, and then what do? They start putting it out there and abusing people with it. And the rug gets pulled from up under them. So even that, because people get arrogant, right? They learn something and they get arrogant. They can make a couple dollars and they get arrogant. So there's a lot that goes into, which is why I'm taking my time to write this book. But knowledge, as we know it today, is not power. There's so much that goes into it. And so you may be looking at this message and you may be saying, what on earth is this guy talking about? And that is what will prove my point, because repetition of a message constitutes mental programming. So if you've heard go to school, get good grades, do this, if you've heard all these different things, then what I'm saying is going to be foreign to you. And your natural reaction would be to lash out and say, this guy is absolutely crazy. But why would I be crazy when my life has the results of what I'm speaking to? My life has the results. I can help my family. I can make people's lives better by the grace of the Most High. I'm not taking the credit. I'm not saying that. My point is that I have been able, through trial and error, through acquiring some information, I've been able to become more knowledgeable, and the quest for knowledge never stops. The more you experience things, the more you have the real knowledge. Who would you rather have if you were in trouble? A guy that just graduated college that knows criminal justice, or a police officer that's been in the battlefield, or somebody that's been in war? Who would you rather have protecting you? Because the college stuff is theoretical. That's the books. But being in war, coming up with tactics to protect you, knowing how to use a fire weapon, knowing how to automatic weapon, knowing how to go hand-to-hand combat, oh, that's some real knowledge right there. Because all of that can save you. Now, I can read about Brown versus the Board of Education, Plessy versus Ferguson. I can read about all those cases all I want, those law cases. But that's not going to save you. Now, we're both in the criminal justice system, but this person right here it's a different thing. When your life on the line, you want that person that didn't go to college, but went to war, has tactics, knows how to deal with automatic weapons, knows how to engage in combat. That's the person that you want. That's knowledge. So too many times there are people that are ashamed and you didn't go to college. Like, what is that? Well, it used to be worse. Now it's getting a little better because of the internet. People are able to generate some income here and there. But what I will tell you is that in the formal institution, right, when you go to school, you get lunch, you're really you're being inculcated. You're not being educated. When you're inculcated, information is going in to draw out a result. And the information is going in to you is so that you can become a part of the system. And every country, anybody running a country, you don't want unruly people. You want a society that they're all thinking the same. So this is why everybody must take this amount of this class, this amount of this class, so we'll all be in unison and harmony, right? But as a person that wants to go to a higher frequency, you can't think like everybody. These are the rules. So you're being inculcated. Information is going in for a desired outcome or result. Educated, coming from the word educo, means to draw out, to pull out. I want to pull out the best of you. I want to draw out. So that's why that looks different. So the knowledge, and then you have people that just focus on acquisition of information. They never apply. They never apply. So there's different things that make you powerful. Some people don't know a lot of this book stuff, but in practice they know it, and that makes them better. That makes them better. So there are many things that are powerful. Who is more powerful? I will ask you, or I ask you, who is more powerful? The person that's willing to kill everybody, or I shouldn't say kill, that word, right? We can't say that on. The person that's willing to eliminate anybody that messes with them, or the person that's willing to talk things like, oh, no, don't do that. Who are you going to mess with? Are you going to mess with that guy or that girl that says, hey, you cross me, I'm eliminating everyone. Everybody you know in your whole family. We're going to, listen, they're not going to be around. Or you're going to be more, or the guy that's like talking and, hey, we can work this out. And listen, it doesn't have to be this way, my brother. No. You're going to be more fearful of the person that's willing to put it all on the line and wipe everybody out. That's who you're going to be more fearful of. And that is power, because they have willingness, which is one of my principles. The willingness to do different things makes you powerful. Another person is not willing to do all that because they're like, man, I don't want to, I'm not willing to harm somebody, or I'm not willing to be locked up for that. But this person here is saying, I don't care about any of it. I'm willing to do whatever. That makes them powerful. So there are many elements to power, right? This person's trying to be more diplomatic. This person said, forget the diplomacy, we're clipping it all. That's the difference. So you understand that this knowledge, this education, this stuff is higher level. It's higher level. And not everything can be dealt with just thinking that if I acquire this information, then that makes me be something. No, when you get results are what make you something. Because you not doing something, you're no better than someone that can't do it. You having the information and not doing something, you're no better than the person that has the information or that doesn't have it. It's still the same. The results are nothing. Production is power. This is what I want you to see. Psychology is power, because when you have the psychology, you have the mentality, you can produce. You can produce. And that's what this world is driven on. This world is driven on production. This is why we work the psychology. We strengthen the psychology. We fortify the psychology. Because there are some people that are getting results that don't even know half of the institutionalized education stuff that you have. They're getting results because they're out there, they're trying. They're doing things, and they see what works and what does not work. And so we waste all of this money. We spend, or we invest, or we believe that we invest. And this is not the case for everyone. If this message applies to you, then let it apply. If it doesn't apply, then it doesn't apply. But take what you can take from the information. Take what you can take. It's important. So there are those among us that they made a lifetime of getting results. And they didn't spend 8 hours a day in this class, right? Think about your system. Think about the system that we go through. Not bashing, we're speaking truth here. I'm just making you aware of things that you have to do. Go to school, get good grades, because hey, that's a sign of discipline, that's a sign of good memory. But add on to that. But when you go to class, okay, you got to be there at this time. It's teaching you punctuality. Great. It's teaching you memory, right? Okay, I got to go to lunch at this time. Lunch is at this hour. That's the same thing as break at work. You got a lunch. So you understand that it's all you're being inculcated for the greater, so-called greater good of the society. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to go beyond, you have to understand that that's not knowledge. That's not knowledge. Because everybody's learning the same thing. So how is it knowledge if everybody knows the same stuff? What makes you special? We all read the same books. But you know why? Because some people take that at face value and they don't understand ingenuity. They don't understand intelligence. This is what makes you powerful. If all these doctors read the same books, but yet this guy is the best doctor, or this woman is the best gynecologist. Why is she the best gynecologist? Because she's creative, she does things differently. We all read the same books, but I've applied things and I've gone beyond. I've gone beyond. Because technically, if every doctor read the same book, then they all should be able to do the same thing. But yet you have good doctors and you have bad doctors, or so-called good and bad, because good and bad, that's all subjective, right? So what makes one more special than the other if we read the same book? It's what's in here and what's in here. That creativity, the results are what make one better and another not better. So you can so-called be educated in the formal sense, but if you ain't getting results, what does that matter? What does it matter? If I've been able to make $7 million in my business, and and you're in school teaching business, right? You're teaching business, and that's all you do. You have a failed business that you try. You're making $200,000, $250,000, whatever. Who knows more about business? I want you to look at the results. You have to, especially as a man, your life is built on results. Because you've got a big responsibility to your lady, to your children, to your parents, to your community. So you better be thinking about results. Of course, women too. Women as well. But ideally, it's the results that's power. And so that's going to force you to go beyond whatever little bit that you have learned. Now you're going to have to be creative. You have to be creative. You have to see things from a higher lens. You have to tap in on a higher level. You have to tap into creativity to create a different reality. Because if you're just going, if there are 50 million college students a year, or however many million is attending college, 20 million people to attend college every year, you're all learning the same stuff. So how could it be knowledge? How could you be special? We all read the same sociology books. We all read the same finance books. We all read the same mathematics books. So how are you special? How is this power? We all read the same stuff. Go beyond and produce. This is my point to you. Go beyond and produce. Why do you love your favorite athletes? Because those are the ones that produce. The ones that produce, the ones that are creative. The boxers that you love, they produce. They're not like everybody else. It's different. The singers that you love, the artists, they're different. They can evoke feelings inside of you. They can do things that are different. I know I went off the path of the knowledge thing, but I'm painting a point to you that repetition is the mother of all skill, and what we have, and you're going to see people that are probably commenting on the video, that's not true, this and that. They're fighting because that's the message. They're a part of that message. The programming is kicking in, and you want to go against. You want to go against. And that's okay as well. What I'm providing is an alternate view. Continue to go to school, continue to learn, all of that, but you can also learn in addition to. True knowledge, real knowledge, is knowledge that will change your life, that will improve your life, that will improve other people's lives. It's not a bunch of information that's just sitting up in your head that you can just gather. Because now they're gathering, and nothing irks me more when I see people say, so-and-so is smart. Now, we all are capable, we all have potential, right? And it depends upon what part of our journey, where we are in life, that will determine, or what age we are, and all this. Everybody's life is different. But you can't sit up and say somebody is smart if they don't have the results, because the results are the indication that you are smart. And constant results, not winning a lottery, that type of luck. That's luck. That's chance. That's chance. I had, what was I going to say? We have, a tendency to mistake intelligence for information. And that's pretty much the big part. We think information means intelligence. Not the same. Not the same. You already know what to do. If you're smoking cigarettes, you already know what to do. If your lungs are bad. If you're eating sweets and honey buns and koala bear nuggets, you already know what's going to help your diabetes. If you done got caught cheating 3 times on your lady, you know what's going to help your relationship. But why won't you do it? Why don't people do what they know that they're supposed to do? Because one thing and one thing only. The part of your brain that knows things is not the same part of your brain that makes you do things. 2 different things totally. 2 different things totally. And this is why knowledge is not power, because you can know a thing, but you're not doing it. So what good does it mean for you to know it? 2 different things. Everybody knows what they should be doing or what they shouldn't be doing. They know when they do something, I shouldn't be doing this. And they know that I should be eating this. I should be eating this. I weigh 400 pounds. I should be eating this, not this. But they do it. Information is not intelligence. Information is not intelligence. So knowledge is the intelligence and action to produce a result. Knowledge is the intelligence or the smartness in action that will produce a result to help enhance you, help your life, help your family's life, or help the world, right? Help people. That is knowledge, where you get benefit from it. I'm benefiting from it. What good is this benefit? I'm sitting in the park telling stories on something that can't move the needle for anybody. And this pains me because you often see people from like the conscious community. They are very good with words. Often, you see people. Or maybe they are light workers or something like that. And they're doing their best to make ends meet. But they can't. Because they haven't figured out their results matter. In this dimension, results matter. That's all I want to say is that knowledge is not power as we know it. There's so many different things. And you need discipline. You need willingness. You need a lot. You need a lot. But most importantly, you need to be results driven. And I know that that's not comfortable, but I'll ask, and we can put this into every aspect we want to in life. Really, we really can. But I will ask you, if knowledge is power, how is it that I can watch people with bachelor's degrees and master's degrees, and they have to go work for $15 an hour, $17 an hour? They spent all that money on college. And there are many people. And they're underpaid. How will they pay their stuff? That $100,000, $120,000 in debt. How will they pay that? They did what the system asked them to do. So, okay, they got the knowledge, right? But the knowledge has them making $16 an hour, $17 an hour, or $18 an hour. Now, rent in most of these cities are $2,500, $3,000, $3,500, $4,000. And you might get a bedroom or maybe two if you're lucky. If you're in Miami, New York, and all that, just give it up. I have to drive the harsh realities for people to get a picture to understand what it is that I'm saying. And I'm here because I have love for people. Not because I'm hating. Because you have to see things for what they are for you to be able to change. You have to see the extreme reality. And then when you can create, you can say, oh, I was thinking this, but this is what is really going on. This is the true reality of it. This is the true reality. So, it's not power how most people think of it. It's not power. It's not power. Because most people are struggling. Most people. Most people are check to check, or they're not even that. And I use money as an example simply because that is the unit of measurement that we use to purchase things, right? To pay our rent, to buy clothes, to buy a car, it's a medium of exchange. I'm sorry, not a unit of measurement. It's a medium of exchange for us to do all these different things. And when you've got this knowledge from formal education, and you are struggling, your emotions, your feelings of how you're living from day to day, those feelings are the indicator that something is going on. When you don't feel good about how you're living, those are the indicators that say you got to change something. That's what feelings do. They let you know how if you're laughing at something, oh, I like it, give them more. If you're not happy about something, your feelings are saying, hey, you got to get out of that. You got to get away from that. Now, of course, there are times where it's necessary for you to feel certain things for you to change, because you don't like that feeling, which is what most people run from. So they will get upset at this video because they are running from the fact that they've spent their lives at college and all that, spent a lot of money, and now you can't go back. So the best thing to do is to fight and say, oh, I feel good about it, but what's the results? And I'm not picking on college. I'm using that because that's something that most people can relate to. When we think of the Taj Mahal of knowledge. But knowledge can be gained anywhere. Most importantly, through life. Life is the best school. It's the best school. But life is very tough because it'll give you the test before it gives you the answers. So you have to go through and get it and feel hurt, feel pain. And now you have these things that are attached. You have emotions that are attached to situations, and that's what makes you remember. Because you don't want that pain like a child touching a stove. They're not going to touch it anymore. So you had to go through that situation to get stung, to get spanked. You had to go through that for you to be better. So continue the acquisition of knowledge, right? That's what I'll tell you. Continue the acquisition, continue to learn. More importantly, you want to move from cause and effect to causing an effect. Meaning that I am going to cause the effect that I want based upon what I'm doing. All right, so I guess this is on fire because my camera is saying all the devices overheat. The device is overheating. So I'm giving too much, right? So we're gonna close out, but I guess in closing I'll say, live your life, but make sure you pursue true knowledge more than you pursue pleasure. Pursue true knowledge more than you pursue pleasure. True knowledge meaning things that are going to get you results, get your loved one results, because that's what matters. You always think about the end and the beginning. Always. You think about that. Think about your life in terms of ROI. You have to think of that. You cultivate from your mind. You cultivate your mind and you follow your heart. That's what you have to do. Cultivate your mind and follow your heart. So that you can go into what you love. But you got to cultivate your mind because the mind has to be ready to figure out how to do what it is that you love and still produce. Because the name of the game is results. Knowledge is tied to results. True knowledge is not tied to just doing something and just sounding good. You want people that can get the job done, don't you? That's what you want. You bring somebody to your house to do carpentry work, and then they do the job halfway, but they said that they were carpenters or they went to carpentry school. What did I pay you for? I paid you for results. And so that's what your spirit is craving, the results. That's what your life demands, results. And you do that by going through, you go through rough patches, you go through things, you learn from everywhere, but don't ever think that just because you put some information, just because you theoretically know something, that you have knowledge. Getting it done and getting that result is the evidence of your knowledge. That is true knowledge, and that is power, not this rubbish feel-good stuff that people are talking about. It's like getting a participation trophy. They gave you a trophy just because you participated. No, that's sending a wrong message. You get trophies when you earn things. You get a result. When you win, you get the trophy. You're the MVP, you get the trophy. You're the best three-point shooter, you get the trophy. You're the best academic scholar, you got the best score on the ACT in the whole country, whatever. Even though that's still information that you remember, right? My point is results. Knowledge is tied to results. I'm not going to say it no more. Peace.